Hello, everyone. My name is Stuart Grubb, coming at you live from the Thunderdome. I mean, from wherever the hell I am. Whoever the hell I am. Whenever, whatever. Put up or shut up, that's what they say, I think. I remember being a child once. It wasn't very fun. Let me take these rings off. Jeez. Life was a lot different back then. There was always something that had to be the next best thing, and sometimes the next best thing ain't the next best thing, if you know what I'm saying, you know? And if you do, please say so, because a lot of people don't understand what I'm saying, and it helps me to know if I'm confusing people. That way I can change my vocabularium and start really trying to think outside the box. Like a friend of the world should do, you know? That's what I think. Sometimes you just gotta get right back up on the horse. Sometimes that horse is steep. Sometimes that horse don't want to hear its own name. Let me know if the internet is acting weird or anything. I'll try to fix it. Because it looks fine to me, but I don't know what it looks like for you, so I don't even want to like risk it. You know, I don't want to risk it like a biscuit risk it. I'm not going to do any of that. I just want to make you happy. I'm one of those people that likes other people to be happy. It makes me happy, which makes me powerful. It makes me very powerful to be so happy all of the time because I know others are happy around me. I like being happy, and I want you to be happy because of it. That's long story short, no big deal. And now we're cutting to the juice. We're slicing through the meat right here. Do you see that? It's an angle that a lot of people don't know what it's like anymore, what it's about. But sometimes it just comes out of the woodwork. You splop it on, and you plop it out, and you make it dance a bit, you know? It's your doodle. Use it when you want it. Now don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of your shadow. Because that's the moment you start dying inside. Being afraid of everything. Believe me, if they were giving out awards for people being afraid of literally everything, I would get a gold medal. But fear does think something to you. Fear makes you think that sometimes there might be something left outside those gates with not being afraid of. Like one day, you're magically just not going to be afraid of anything anymore. When that fear just comes every day, baby, and it comes in ways that you never expected, darling. Oh, we're floating on a cloud in the middle of the Milky Way galaxy and we're all gonna die. That's what's going on. That's what I like to say. That's how I like to bring it to the table. And that table, my table is big, friends, and it is round, for we are all equal here. I don't care. I don't care what the pricks say, what the posers do. I don't give a crap what the punks say or the hairdoers, the poison ivies, the licorice boys. I don't even care what you call themselves anymore. I just want everybody to be happy. That's all. Heck, who wants to live in a world where everybody's just pissed off at each other all the time, being dickheads and shit like that? Not a world I want to grow up into. That's what golly gosh darn dang sure, friends. That's what a golly gosh darn dang for. Douglas fir. Lots of them in this area. In the Portland, Oregon Here we are. But enough about that. I hope that you're having a good night. And I seriously, seriously wish that we could go see a movie. You know, like that new Predator movie. It is pretty good. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Just thought I'd let you know that. I'm a big Predator fan. See, I had to say it like one of them Americans. A predator. That's what they say. Over where I'm from, they call it a predator. We just say predator. It's a lot easier that way. Not all fancy pants predator. Gee whiz. But we had fun. Lost count of how many times we got drunk and threw our head gaskets off the freeway overpass. That was the milk of the muddle there. You know? You can't have your milk without the muddle. And now we all learned that the hard way that night. And some of us are still in prison for it. Luckily I got out. I got out early. Oh gosh. Oh, I got out, I tell ya. With an accent that I can't even tell you what I think it is. With an accent that I can't figure it. Oh, sometimes I crack myself up. I'm like Alf over here. I kill me. Some kind of little forest creature. Win in the struggle. Or has the struggle always been there? You just learn how to tame it. You know? It's not like you necessarily get over stuff. You get over it, but you don't forget it. Can't forget it. Not if you're smart, anyways. Me, I'm not. I'm a quiver in the backbone of a silly pants Jimmy Jim. And that makes no sense at all, but 10 years from now, it will. You see, I'm from the future. I come from the future. And I'm here to prove that, my friend, your poop actually does quite stink. Just like the rest of us. And of course, when I say that, I'm looking into the mirror. I can't help but do that sometimes, and I've got to say stuff like that to keep myself humbleized. I was going to call this channel Humbleajaya, but that would have sounded not only racist, but it just would have sounded like nonsense. Quite literal nonsense. And I can't have that. There's got to be some level of camaraderie, right? Slim Pickens, he was my bassist for a while, good old Slim. He died on a Riverdance boat chariot party back in 1997. The houseboat survived fine, but somehow it crushed him. Oh, it crushed him. I'm still getting over that. But anyways, yes. Me and my mummy fingers. How old are you? What? Wait, are you asking how old am I, or how old are my hands? What? I mean, because my hands are 112 years old. What the? Yeah, it's true. They're 112. But the rest of me is 46. I just turned 46. Well, you look really young for your age, except for your very, very elderly hands. Yeah, I know. There's like onion paper. It's like I look like a freaking. You can see. Well, look at that. You can see my veins and stuff. I am the most unhealthiest. Like you can practically see through me. There ain't even like no level of color to describe what I am. You son of a bit. And then the narrator runs off into the darkness, howling at the moon, like a damsel in distress. I've come to impress. Hello, Godspace. Hey, 14. Yeah, that's right. Hey, I like your art too. I like the way you talk. I like the way your lips form like vibrations in order to make oohs and ahs sound like words. I like that. I like that about you. I like how you make noises with your quivering lips and they become words that slip past your mouth and impress the world with their elegance It is quite an amazing thing. And you do it well. I've noticed it, and I'm not gonna sit. I'm not gonna abide anymore. Just not. I'm gonna let it out, baby. I'm gonna let it out. Welcome. Thank you for the comment. You're so sweet. Yes. Well, as you can see, I'm drawing a turkey monkey bird. And because if you turn it that way, it's like some kind of baboon creature. Uh, you wouldn't want to see that in a dark alley. If you saw that coming at you, you might think twice before going down that alley any further. Especially where I was in Cambodia in the 70s. There were these things everywhere. There were 7 of them in one alley once. I counted as I was running for my dear little Caucasian life. It was crazy. It was quite interesting. Uh, and yet the little things were calling me the devil. I still don't get it to this day. I mean, it's not like I was there to do anything for the government or like hide bombs or anything like that. Was I? I don't think I was. That was a long time ago. And I'm not even that old anymore. It doesn't. My hands were there. They definitely saw that shit. I wonder what that was all about. I'm sure we can all figure it out later. Everybody's figuring out later, baby. Coming, baby, with me. It's a country western song I'm working on. I don't know if anybody here has ever heard the country. But once you're in the country, that's all you hear. Hi, my name's Black. Black Chokum. From the Black Chokum band. Choke 'em if you got 'em, hot 'em if you got 'em. But that was a long time ago. That was after I'd gone on a world tour. And I didn't make one single honest penny that entire tour. Because I was a slave to the system, my friends. I was a cog in the machine. I was a Neo in the Matrix. Life didn't make sense. And I didn't make sense right along with it. But you know what I did? I took that sense and I put them in those little tubes, those little cardboard tubes, little paper tubes. And I put like one penny after another, and then all these cents in these little tubes. And I took them down to the bank, and I got like $1.50. All right, so I'm just here to say, I'm not trying to sound like I'm cool or something like that. It's just that if you have a dream, and if you've got common sense, well, golly gosh darn day, you can do a lot. Fair enough. All right, amen. I am not dead. I'm not dead? Wait, my eyes are blurry. Hold on a second. I walked by a house earlier and I got contact high. All right, you are not old. Oh, hey, thank you. That's what the demons tell me too. But I know that they're just trying to be nice. I do respect them for their kindness. It's not every day a demon's gonna be that kind to you. And I'm talking about the demons that come and just rip your heart out. They're not trying to seduce you or anything like that. They're just there to kill you. And they're the ones that give you the benefit of the doubt the most. What does that mean about the world, the universe, and everything holy in it? I just get lost in the maze, baby. I just get lost in the maze. Lost in the corn maze. That's like a double pun or something, because maze is, that's what corn is in Spanish. Let alone corny is my sense of humor right now, so. My real name is actually Story Grub, and I came here to do 7 things. Chew some bubblegum, kick some ass, run out of bubblegum, go to the store, buy some more bubblegum, come back to the park where everybody's hanging out, threaten to be running out of bubblegum, and I'm gonna kick their ass once I start the second point of that. I forget what the second part of that was, but it just means that you mean business. That's the first thing you want to say when you come up to somebody. Oh, I think it is not doing well that day. Hold on, let me do something here. Hold on. Oh gosh. Hold on, everybody. One moment. What the frick? Okay, got it. I'm gonna try that. Hopefully that makes it go a little smoother. We're gonna ride that smooth train up to the ocean of heaven. We're at the top of the stairs. Heaven and hell and the devil and the God don't care. We're at the top of the stairs. I don't know. And I just had this little vision of like an ear or some kind of ear right there. But then there could be just something right here too, you know? Everybody's just got to have something right there too. Why not? And then you can take that little shadow up there and you put it there, but you can drop this down too right there. And that right there, what was nothing once now is something. And it has turned into some kind of an eyeball. And you can just, well, friends, you can just let that go all day. You know? You can do a whole lot with a whole lot of nothing. And that's something that my great-great-great-great-great-granddaddy told my great-great-great-granddaddy hundreds of thousands of years ago. It was the best of times, friends. It was the best summer of my life. It was the worst of times. And I was there for all of it. And that was when I first fell in love with a tree stump named Charlie. Oh, Charlie. Hey, you little bastard. Had to go and be a hero. Oh, poor Charlie. He's gone now. You know, sometimes they say trees are supposed to last forever. But not Charlie. Not our dear Charlie. It was the worst summer of my life. Oh, Charlie. He was a good trunk. I like drawing eyeballs. I like drawing eyeballs. If you couldn't tell, well, now you do. Now you know. You don't have to ask. You don't have to wonder. Does this bloke like drawing eyeballs? Or is it just me? No, it's not you. It's me, really. Quite literally me. Well, I'm the one that's doing it. But the beautiful thing is, your eyeballs are looking at it. Which is that's weird. That's meta. That's meta. Meta in the mirror, friends. Because one thing I noticed too when I was walking around the past few days, I went on these long walks around Portland, and I look around and I see people, and I just see myself in everybody, and not in a egotistical way, more of in a connection, like a connectivity sort of way, where I look at people as if we're all just sort of the same sort of person, just very different variations of each other. And once you start looking at people like that, like they could just be you just as easily as you could be them, and you're able to put yourself in people's shoes a lot better. And then these weird voices start coming out of your mind and telling you what to do and taking over your childhood dreams and memories and stuff like that. And everybody's starting to get all freaked out about it. And people are calling the paramedics, and the feds are coming and asking you questions about these planetary spaceship model like drawings that you have in your garage, about these things that they have in their custody that aren't even supposed to exist because they're not oh my god, it's just so twisted. It's so freaking. But other than that, it's going pretty good. Everything's good so far. You know, I haven't really thought much about anything else, really. I've just been trying to keep my head above water. And that's all you can do. That's all I want to do. That's all I'm going to do. That, my friend, is the other head. The top of the head, perhaps? Maybe? Maybe not. That's not for me to decide. I mean, I guess it is because I'm the person drawing it. But it's for my very ancient hands to decide, not me. I've got hands. And they're very old.
How old are they?
Oh, they're very old. Who said that?
Oh, sorry, that was me.
Who are you?
I'm your brother.
I don't have a brother.
Well, yeah, you do. Me.
Okay. Gods, see him out.
No.
Goodbye, brother. He's not taking the throne from me.
I still have the throne.
Oh, hello, King. I didn't mean anything by that. I didn't know you were there. How long have you been there?
Long enough.
Guards, seize the king.
Oh no, not the king. Oh.
Sorry, everybody. Had to clean house just now. There can only be one. Is no matter which direction I look, I always find a face or something else. Very creative. Thank you, Denise. Thank you. You know, it's because of those kinds of comments, and it's because of these kinds of situations that we find ourselves in right now, and these kinds of conversations and situations, in experimentations, mirror relations, common day, everyday, artistic, creative relations. It's quite lovely to hear these words coming out of your lips. Again, thank you for the vibrations. I love it. Keep it coming. Oh gosh. Sorry, it just feels good just to let go and have fun with these voices because I've been pretty stressed out. I just moved back to Portland and it's just different, you know. I need to get used to it again. I miss my family. I miss my family. I miss my mommy. I miss my aunt, my auntie. I miss the dog. But I missed Portland too. And as I'm walking around today, looking at everything, smelling everything, stepping in everything, I'm realizing one of two things. Well, I'm almost out of chewing gum, and I really love this town. Of course, where I live, I'm not in the war zone. There's a big blockade about 10 blocks from here, on fire, constantly throughout the night, with bodies strung. With bodies, cold dead bodies, strung on them, with people from the war-ravaged city we live in. Somebody come and save us. Oh wait, no wait, there's nothing like that happening. Send in the troops. No, that was a joke. That was a joke. Don't send in any. No, it's just it's an interesting time to be alive, you know? It's an interesting time to be alive. What time you guys got? I got 5:54 Pacific time. Almost 6. It's a crazy time to be alive. At 6 o'clock in the afternoon, my friends, there's nothing to scoot your butt about. You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn how to roll with the poop. Roll with the shit. Roll in it. Roll in the shit. If you're a dog, maybe if you're some kind of werewolf impersonator, you gotta roll in it, and you gotta grab a hold of it, and you gotta smear it around and give it a go-go. Otherwise, life's just gonna constantly ask you, have you done enough? Do you want more? Why am I talking like this? These are the questions, my friends, that we have to ask ourselves on a timely, everyday basis. Hello, Massimo. 7:55 there. See, crazy time to be alive, Denise. 7:55 p.m. in Kansas, no less. Kansas freaking City. All right, let's see what we got here. Massimo, same event. How are you? Long time no see. Yeah, I remember you. It has been a while. I remember a lot of names. There's Massimo. There's Denise. There's so many more names. I'm just kidding. 2:55 in the morning here in Switzerland. Yeah, give me a plane ticket over there. I want to sleep on your couch. I would love to go to some Swiss little town, like and look at the mountains. I have a thing for mountains, Massimo. We've probably talked about my mountain infatuation before quite often. And you probably don't want to hear about it, but it's true. It's in my blood. It's in my very blood, my DNA. And I don't have any left. No, I don't have any left. Last time you came to town, you sucked all the DNA out of my freaking brain, and I have not been able to grow anymore. So I've been somewhat silently suffering in a quiet dismay at the thought of being penetrated like that again with a needle, and the loosening and the juicing of my DNA, the harvesting of my very soul. Well, as long as you're paying, I mean, I need the money, so just let me know when you need to come over again. We figured it out, you know. And can you pick up my brother? He lives in Transylvania. Thank you. Right next door. I have not much to share, but what I have, I share with kind souls. Hey, that's nice. I appreciate that. Yeah, crazy times to be alive. Blessed to even be alive. Yeah, it's true. I want to couch surf too in Switzerland. That's exactly what I was picturing. Just every time I look at other countries, especially, I don't know, just places that are absolutely gorgeous like that, the people are just different. They just in documentaries, I was watching this thing on, I don't even know where it was. I think it was in Scandinavia or something like that. But the people there are just so kind and gracious and beautiful, and you know, everybody's beautiful everywhere, but there's a certain just kind of quality of life that I envy that other countries offer. My cat is scratching the post. Sorry. There she is. But yeah. And plus, every place and every person has their beauty, but I appreciate kindness, and I think the world would be so much better if we didn't let assholes ruin it for the rest of us. What, you want out? You want to go explore? Okay. I'm going to see if my cat comes out. Want to go out there? It's okay. Go check it out. Go explore. We just moved into a new place, and she wants to go explore, so she's going to go explore. She's been hiding under the covers a lot. And there are eyes everywhere, Denise, isn't there? There's always eyes. That's how I always feel too. Wherever I go anymore, I guess it's been like this since I was a kid, too. But I just always assumed that I'm being watched. Before cameras, I just assumed I was being watched by people out of their windows, like kind of just spying on you. Because I know people people are like, oh, you're just paranoid. But then you think about it, and you all know people that do that. Like if people are walking by outside, they like run to the window and like look through the blinds. They just gotta know what that person looks like. I've done that too. People are outside my room or window screaming and stuff. Here in Portland, yeah, you're gonna go to the window just to like check it out and see what's going on out there, because they could be coming for you next too. It's not a bad thing to do. It's not a bad thing to be a little cautious and a little observant. But it also ruins the fun. It's kind of a spoiler, It blew my mind how nice people are here when I moved to Kansas City. You don't want to go out there? Sorry, guys. You little kitty. Okay. Blew my mind. I've felt the same since I was young, too. It comforts me to be always watched by one and only. Yeah, but I know what you mean, but I'm not. That's not what I'm sort of not referring to that. I'm referring to generally being sort of like paranoid, But there's also times when things should have, I feel like, gone way worse, and they didn't. I've sort of convinced myself over the years that there's always been some kind of like guardian thing watching over me, call it what you will. But there's always been this thing. I've gotten hurt plenty of times, believe me, but there was times when I shouldn't ever be alive, and I honestly don't know how I am. And talk about lucky to be alive. So, and everybody's got a story like that or knows somebody like that too. Just trying to say hi and keep the vibe alive before I jump back into the soda box. Y'all know what that means. That tastes like salt, and it comes out like, well, it comes out like this green pearish looking, like pear mulchy sort of out the other end. It really hurts. So that's why like every night before I go to bed, I eat some Tums, and I drink about a quarter liter of some Pepto Bismol, and it keeps me fresh all night. I can go all night, baby. It's weird, but it's true. What the hell am I talking about here? We have very similar stories, my friend. I can relate to what you're saying. Well, that's the thing, I think everybody could relate if we just tried to relate. We got to be careful. We don't want to relate so much, like where breeding becomes an issue. But and it's one of them things where like words have different meanings. Multiple meanings. But anyways, that could be the start of a wonderful friendship or a horrible dream. The beautiful part of that is that we will never know until the day actually comes. There we go. Worthless. What a wordless little drawing this is. Worthless. Nostril. Nostril. There we go. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Oh, baby. Now it's really starting to click. Okay. Because then you can pull it back up the top. There we go. See, it's actually quite small. It's actually quite small. That dog heard me. Baby, did that dog hear me? I seriously have been walking around a lot. It's been really nice. Today, for the first time, probably a very long time, I walked around. I walked miles to get back home, but on purpose. I just wanted to walk through the city, the southeast side, and for the first time ever, I didn't have headphones. And it was cool just to hear the city. And I don't know about you all, but my mind, whenever there's no music, like if I don't have like for example, if I'm in a silent room, within a matter of minutes, there's music in my head. Like my head can't function without music, so it just creates music out of nothing. And so I'm just hearing a symphony of music in my head, and then I realize I'm doing it. I'm like, whoa, what the hell is that? Because you hear like one little noise and it becomes like a song or something, or a musical or something. And again, that's been happening since I was a child. But I didn't really realize I did it until I was a teenager. And I became aware of it anyways. And yeah, today I was doing that with the city because you would hear a car horn honk and the bass going by in a car and a bird cawing in the distance and hammering on some construction site. And it all just becomes a symphony, and this little beat starts going off inside my little brain. I love that kind of stuff, and cities are the best for it. I don't recommend small rooms. I mean, it doesn't matter. Whatever. It's nothing worse than sitting in a lobby or something and there's no music, and everybody, like, you know that if you breathe, they're gonna hear that little whistle. What happens when like boogers get too clogged up in your nose? You're like, if I breathe one more time, they're gonna hear the whistle. That's how quiet it is. But no, my head starts making music. Hey, guy who smoked a lot. Stick on his nose. On the face on the right, on the hand on his nose. I don't know if I see that yet. I don't know if I see that yet. I don't know if I see that yet. Oh, the flappers. What's up, sir? Sir Smokes Line. That's right, yeah. I'm doing good. I'm flapping along. I'm jolly flapping. I'm one of the first in this region, anyways. I'm one of the OG flapper gappers over here, and we're taking over the town 1 inch at a time. But I don't have to tell you that. I just have to say that because if I don't, my sponsors will drop me in a heartbeat. And I have to say that every 7 minutes or they'll kill me. And my family. Or should I say, unalive me? Gotta get get around those algorithms. But I seriously can't think straight. And why would I want to? There's no such thing as luck. Only coincidence. After all. Black phone to you last night for the second time in theatre. Amazing. Well, that's good to hear. I'm not exactly sure what the theatre. Oh, you mean the cinema? The cinema. Yes, we don't call them theatres anymore. Not since the incident of 1912. But everybody outside of our town can call them whatever they want. It's just a community thing. Don't ask, don't tell. Don't ask, don't tell. Okay. We're all gonna die. Here we go. Okay. So it's a good movie then. Good. Yeah. You know, it looked kind of freaky. I swear to God, I'm like the Grinch when it comes to movies, though, my friend. Something happened a long time ago, like about 10 years ago, where I started going to movies and just knowing exactly what was going to happen, and it just ruins it for me. Like, or I'm just disappointed, and I go to see something I think I'm really gonna enjoy, and everybody else is just bat crap crazy for it, you know? But I come out of the theater thinking, what the hell did I just watch? And people are like, you like that, right? And I'm like, oh, yeah. Oh, it was so cool. Yeah. But inside, I'm really like, oh, what the fuck am I doing? I should like this, but I don't. What the hell? And it's just gotten worse. It's gotten worse. I can't like movies anymore like I used to. But I'll see a movie every once in a while that surprises me, so it gives me a lot of hope. But that's why I think I would make some kind of maybe a really good, like, I don't know, like a critic or something, or just like a mega asshole, you know? If somebody's hiring somewhere for a mega asshole, I think I could probably do that. Well, that's what I like to think anyways. I think, therefore I ain't. Oh gosh. Get off my back, baby.
Ooh.
It feels good. Oh, it feels good to be thirsty. It really feels good. You ever think about that? How good it feels to be thirsty? I don't drink enough water. That's why I'm saying that. I'm proud of myself. I drank a cup of water today. Oh, I can go to bed a proud man. Merman. Oh, stupid. Don't be a maker. I thought, oh, it's too late. Capital A hole. Yes, I shall. I'm going to rename myself. What's the word? Myself. Me. Uh, I'm, I'm, I'm going to rename myself Bruce or Bruno. I don't know why. I think those have great potential for a-hole caliber weaponized Mick Jaggery, whatever you want to call it. Uh, Merry Christmas, y'all, and a Happy New Year. Please subscribe to my channel. I'll be here for the next 7 days. 7 degrees of 16 days of seven Kevin Bacons. And nobody's getting out alive. Not this time anyway. Gonna see to it. Oh gosh. I just like to draw. I'm here to do two things. Draw and chew some bubblegum. That's it. To hell with ya. You have to get ready for bed. Have a great night. Thank you, Denise. You watched both movies now? Yeah. I think I saw the first one I think I saw it in the theater. Because I had heard good things about it, and it was pretty good. There's movies that come out that sort of remind me of like ideas for movies that I came up with as like a young kid, like the age of that kid in the first one, like the kids that get kidnapped, like 10 years old, 12 years old. Because I used to just have all these ideas for movies and stuff, or I would watch movies and not understand the premise so much, but I would be fascinated by like the supernatural aspects or superhero aspects of characters and otherworldly aspects of like people sometimes in movies and um and the movies that I would have in my brain would make sense probably to like a 10-year-old, but nowadays they'd be like um it wouldn't make any sense because I'm all never mind. I'm not, yeah, it doesn't matter whatever I'm saying. But I used to do comic books when I was a kid, and they were very kid-like. It was like a kid wanting to be a superhero, and like, what would you do if you were a superhero kind of thing. And that's what I would draw. Like, my character Captain Z would get shot like 20 times across his chest and still be okay and be chasing down dudes. And he, there was this unlimited, just kind of weird, I don't know, because the movies that I was watching at the time were all like that too. I was coming out of the 80s into the 90s, and around the age of 10, it was 1990 when I was 10. So I'm one of those kids that was born at the very beginning of the decade. So easy to tell. You can just go back in decades of my life now, and they're all just very historical because they're all just like decades of my life. I turned 10 in 1990. I turned 300 in the year 2349. Now that's a confusing one. I'm still trying to work that one out. Anyways, back to those movies. Yeah, I like the idea of the second one being more supernatural and stuff too. I like anything like that when it's done right. little ear. I shall name this one Migraine. No, that's migraine. No, it's migraine. Migraine. From the makers of Digrain. It's a Digrain. No, it's Digrain. Doesn't make it's, The city is so nice this time of year. A friend of mine sort of made a joke saying that welcome to the season of, seasonal, or the perfect time for seasonal depression weather or something like that. Talking about my move up to the Pacific Northwest again. And even though some of that's, that's definitely legit for a lot of people, for me, it's almost comforting that it's this time of year because, it's just kind of, hopefully it kind of just makes everybody feel a little bit better sometimes for different reasons. Maybe they're seeing people that they haven't seen in a long time, or giving thanks, being all humbleized and stuff. You know how it is. Love the second far greater than the first one. Far greater than the first one. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, it seems like, I mean, I obviously haven't seen the second one. And if it wasn't obvious, now it is. But it looks like it might have a different vibe. And I liked the vibe I saw. It looked pretty cool. I'm a kid that grew up on like Fangoria and, like I said, the 80s. So every freaking, my older brother would just bring home every single crazy ass movie you could think of from the store. And we watched it 10 times before we took it back before we rewound it and returned it to the video store. We always rewound them. They used to penalize you for that. Places would like charge you. If you didn't rewind, you'd get penalized. They would throw you in the pen. Hello X90 X45X. I've been waiting for you. Oh. Seriously. I have the money, I promise. I'll get it to you. You don't have to keep threatening my life. X90 X45X. Please. Can I please speak with my wife? Where is she? Where is she? You play a hard bargain. But I'm doing all of this for you. And if you don't like it, give me my wife back, and I shall give you back the $45 that you lent me 77 years ago. Kulikastondeng. I don't want to die. You don't want to die. She doesn't want to die. We just want to go to dinner and make some art. Yeah. Dance. Dance with the devil. Yeah. No? Come on now. Give it here, please. Come on now. Come on now. It's one of our songs, don't you remember? Oh. Don't you remember that nothing we say, nothing we do can ever be that as important than the ragu that we ate the other night. It was so good. I loved it. Homemade, you say, but I think you got it out of a jar. You son of a bitch. Still love you. Not gonna lie. Still love you. With all of my heart. Okay. Here we go. There's some kind of little whiny cat bosom right there. That whiny little shitty little cat bosom's gonna tell you what to do right there. There you go, you just gotta give it on in. You gotta pluck away. Sometimes you gotta look away to pluck. And you've gotta say pluck the chuck. You know what you're gonna do? Walk the walk, you're gonna pluck the duck? No. You try telling that to Chuck. He doesn't like tasteless jokes. Only tasteful. And I'm all out of bubblegum. That's right. It's a long story, friends. It's a very, very long story. Well, no, it's not. I ran out of bubblegum. That's all. That's it. That's it. Okay. X90 X45X. What do you think of this? It's making me sick. It's making me think that there's such a thing as an ear that would go somewhere like that. Doesn't make any sense. Who told me that I could do that? No one. Whatever. Whatever, whenever. But I do love me a doodle. There we go. Perfect. Shakalaka, boom boom shakalaka. Right there. Right in the middle there. Some boom booms. With the shakalaka right after that. Did you hear that? Shakalaka boom boom? Let's do it. Boom. Right there. Perfect. These little lines to accentuate the figure. There we go. Perfect. Boom boom. Shakalaka. It's all true. You can Google it. Okay. There's some kinds of nostrils there, but I'm not worried about that. If you flip it upside down, it looks like a vagina anyways. Nope, let's not do that. So, let's turn this cheek, this little frown upside down. Let's turn this cheek, I was gonna say. Let's turn the other cheek and have ourselves a showdown. Okay. Showdown of the senses. Boom. Right there. Shakalaka. Remember, friends, when you don't have life at least you've still got some shape. I'll say that again. Even if you don't have life, at least you might still have some shape. Okay? Just always remember that. In that order. I would just try telling it to yourself every night before you go back to bed or go back to sleep for the rest of your life. And then someday it'll mean something and you'll thank me later. I'm sure of it. Do it now. I'm just playing, everybody. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. Hello, Jamie. I really appreciate that. You know, you didn't have to say that, and you did. You know, I respect that. I think you're a pretty jolly son of a gun. I appreciate the company, and I appreciate the comment. If you wouldn't mind signing up to my daily newsletter, in which I send you every single thing I did within the last 24 hours, for $17.99 a month plus shipping and handling, I might think about letting you subscribe to my channel. Always remember that, Jamie. Love here comes first. Yeah, that's why we're all in it together. Yeah, $17.99 a month and a bunch of money after that still too. I love you. Love is in the air. Come on now. Oh golly gosh darn dang, I appreciate that. I'm drawing out a roadmap to my soul. I'm drawing a yellow brick road to my heart. I'm trying anyways. I'm trying. Yeah. Right? Oh god damn. Sorry, I just got off a flight. And holy crap. My asshole is still up in the air. Oh, 10,000 feet. It's up there dancing with the ice bandits. La cucaracha. Oh. It's a long way up, but a short way down. You come down, it's in the shape of an icicle. Like a turd pie falling out of the sky. You didn't want that. Yeah, nobody did. But you got it. Yeah, you got it. And I, for one, am not going to go out like that. We're not going to go out like that. We're not going to go out. We're not going to go out like that. We're not going to go out like that. Not here, anyways. Not in the hood. The neighborhood. That's all I meant. I wasn't trying to sound hard. Just trying to sound cool. And I know it's working. After all, that's how I get the big numbers. I make people feel good. I make people feel happy. And happiness is where the heart lies. And that's when the subscriptions and all the gold in the world starts pouring in. Because that's what it's all about, baby. It's all about the gold. It's all about the memory of making money. It's all about the gold. Yeah, little angels on my shoulder, counting money on my shoulder, looking at me with a funny look on their face. Little angels sitting on my shoulder, counting money, giving me gold every day. Little money demons. Oh, that's a different song. That's a different song for another time. But anyways, that's all I've got to say about that. So yeah, I've got to figure out how to adapt to my new environment, because I'm in my bedroom now in Portland. It's a whole lot different than being out in the garage in my old place. I've been in the garage for the past like year and a half, and now I got to switch over to something different in a whole different part of the world too. So it's just interesting, because it's interesting when you know that change is coming, when it's coming a mile away and you have plenty of time to prepare for it, and you don't. I didn't do a good job preparing mentally and, emotionally, and just getting everything in order. I could have done so much more to get things ready, but I got sad every time I thought about leaving. And sadness kind of turns me into a big wet blanket. Big burrito-y blanket made of bold stuff. Whatever. Gonna get stuff. Well, I gotta head out. I usually only go on for about an hour. And for living in a big city, you would never know it because it is so freaking quiet. I live in a pretty quiet neighborhood, but it's close to the city. I can see the city from my bedroom window. So it's cool. I live in a cool part of town. I like it. But still settling in, but I definitely wanted to go live and try to keep that going. And I'll start doing my videos again soon too, my teaching videos in which I teach people how to live off of cement, rubber trees, and praying mantises. And you can do that for about 35 years before you start getting sick of it. And I have a whole recipe book that I'm wanting to share with everybody. Now I was gone for 3 days, and I learned a whole lot in those 3 days, friends. Ew, whew. It got real. It got real really fast. It got real really fast. Let me just tell you. So thank you for the likes and the company and everything else. I appreciate it. Be yourself. Look out for others. And thank an artist. Thank an artist. All right, take care of yourselves. Love you.